and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Animals and Pets with Partha. Today I am back again with Indian breeds. Well, I was surprised to look up on the internet and I searched, and there are more than 2 dozen Indian breeds, most of which most people are not even aware. I'm very sorry to bring to the notice of all my listeners that even the custodians of our dog game do not know the names, would not be knowing most of the names of the dogs that are mentioned here on paper that they exist. A lot of them are no more. There is no information in our sort of kennel control or whatever. The one run by the syndicate, who's been busy amassing his personal wealth and has completely ignored the importance of all the Indian heritage, the Indian breeds of dogs, which should have been the priority. And anyway, let's come to the topic of Indian breeds. Just to make a quick run through the names of the dogs that are mentioned here are the Rajapalayam, the Indian Spitz, the Kumbai, the Mudhol Hound, the Rampur Hound, Chippy-Parai, Indian Mastiff, Bakharwal dog, Kanin, Jonangi, Gaddi Kutta, Pandikona, Himalayan Sheepdog, Gull Terrier, not Bull Terrier, Gull Terrier, Kumaon Mastiff, the Vanjari Hound, the Vikan Sheepdog, the Kalkari Maratha Greyhound, Tibetan Mastiff, American Indian Dog. I don't know what is the American Indian Dog. Anyway, Sinhala Hound. Well, today my episode is about the Rampur Hounds. Well, people refer, I've seen most of the places is referred to as Rampur Greyhound. Greyhound is an internationally renowned breed, and it's still sort of greyhound racing is all over Europe and Australia and USA and all the other developed areas, developed countries. In fact, in India, the dog game was so developed, we had greyhound courses, greyhound race courses. In fact, in the city of Calcutta, where the Britishers actually was the British capital at one time, and they still have the greyhound racing grounds, but then those have been sort of utilized for constructing a housing complex. So, but the name still lives on and is there in Bihar. Anyway, so in those days, shiploads of animals would come from UK to India because a lot of Britishers wanted to stay in India because of the wildlife, the hunting, and all the luxurious living style that they had, numerous servants and the rest. And of course, the Indians who gave them company, the Britishers, were the Rajas and the Maharajas and the Nawabs, and of course the aristocratic Bengali. Anyway, so this was the constitution of the Indian sort of intelligentsia in the earlier days, and those were the people who were involved in dogs. And these dogs that were imported, a lot of hounds, particularly the greyhound, is to come here because they would allow the hounds to hunt because they are sight hounds and they look at it, they have a keen eyesight, better than scenting they would be better as a sight dogs. So they would sight their prey and they would be allowed to run and catch it, like rabbits and other things. Well, so what happened was, a lot of these hounds that were imported later on was rampantly bred to local dogs around. Usually they would be kept with servants, and the servants would allow these dogs to be bred to local dogs, and that way they had lot of the characters of the greyhound were transferred to there are many breeds like the Rampur Hound, the Caravan Hound, the what do you call it, the Sarail Hound. Sarail place in Bangladesh now, and there are very few Sarails left. But they also resemble quite much, very much like the Rampur Hound. So I don't see why they're called the Rampur Greyhound, because the Rampur Hounds are right. Later on, of course, the Rampurs bred to Rampurs, the first generation process through the Greyhounds, and then they kept on breeding among themselves, and so the Rampur Hound was created. Like that, many breeds, all these breeds that were named, most of them were there in huge numbers. But then after the partition and the independence of India, of course, it was inherited by people, Indians, who were trained by the British people to run the kennel club. But then after some time, of course, in the first stages, of course, the British dogs got important. There were a lot of dogs that were there, and imports were coming in and all that. But then what happened was these Indian breeds were ignored. Later on, of course, we were doing well with the Indian breeds, and we would have got them affiliated to the international body, which was not difficult in those days. But then our club went into the hands of the syndicate, and as everybody knows, syndicate only concentrated on to have only few people around him who would be stooges, and through them he would amass a lot of wealth. So that way, plenty of people have been, they have been suspended, and they have been chucked out of the clubs and this and that. So that way, the entire dog game in India has been fractured and divided. So we have several kennel control bodies in this country. Of course, syndicate is, he thinks because he has a bigger following or whatever, and then he is lined up with some people in some other country and all that. So he's been doing a roaring business and made crores and crores of rupees just from the dog game, which is very sad, without giving any service back to this sport at all. Anyway, let me just run down the qualities, some details on the Rampur Hound. As I have promised, the Rampur Hound is a good companion to have, and is friendly and will thrive on human companionship. The breed is known for its loyalty towards the family. They are sleek, athletic, with tall legs, a long snout, and a narrow torso, and has a thin whip-like tail that reaches almost down to the hocks and below. The Rampur Hounds are medium to large-sized canines who are quite similar to the Greyhounds in appearance. A fairly muscular in appearance, it is believed that these dogs descend from early Afghan hounds, with their present-day appearance has been greatly influenced due to extensive crosses through the Greyhound in the 19th century to improve the breed's speed. The Rampur is a short-haired, powerfully built sighthound that resembles the Sloughie in appearance. The only native Greyhound-like dog breed of India and fastest running dog in India from then. The Rampur Hound is a breed, it belongs to the Sighthound breeds of the Rampur region of northern India, which lies between Delhi and Bareilly. They are more handsome and majestic than adorable. Rampur Hounds have a scissor bite and large oval eyes. Their coat is short, flat and smooth, and can be in a wide range of colors. Many are solid colors such as black, white, tan or grey, while others have spots and some are brindle. Temperaments of these hounds are typically shy but are extremely loyal to their leader. They are fantastic with children because of their gentle behavior and playfulness. Just you got to be mindful that because of the size of this breed, and when they are running, small children shouldn't come into their way. These dogs were meant to hunt small animals, so it is not the best dog if you have other animals in the house. They are full of energy, so they will be more attentive, and opposed to sleeping all day. This breed can easily adjust to being around with other dogs so long as they have been socialized and trained. When they play with other dogs, they tend to run at high speed and butt their chests together. Well, of course, the statement that this is the only breed that resembles the greyhound is not really true. There are other breeds also that is derivative from the greyhound. Greyhound has had influence on most of our hunting breeds developed in those days of the Rajas, Maharajas, Nawabs, and of course the Britishers and the hierarchy. Well, with these, I will come back and I will try to introduce you to more and more breeds, Indian breeds, very much Indian, some of which have disintegrated. There may be few still left. Well, I have to find out, but I will get back with all the news. Thank you and see you again soon, shortly. Do subscribe to my channel, Animals and Pets with Partha, if you want to stay tuned to all the news about animals, dogs, birds, everything. Thank you and bye-bye.